All right, hello and welcome. This is our Fit Essentials Basics class. My name is Shauna. I'll be guiding you through. If you are wearing the blood flow bands, we've already added air to those, so you can go ahead and press pause if you're on the recording. Go ahead and do that now. We're going to use some light to moderate weights in our first session today, and then our second series we'll be doing some balance practice as well as some good mornings or some deadlifts. So whatever you have available, like a moderate weight that you can pick up there at home, will be fantastic to utilize. Let's go ahead and come on up to standing to get started. All right, so make your way to standing. We're gonna do a little breathing to start with our standing cat-cow. So as you come to standing, go ahead and look on down, check in with your feet. We wanna have the feet just underneath our hips, toes pointing straight ahead. Go ahead and check in with your pelvis and your hips. So we wanna draw the belly in, so you rock the hips back. Then with a nice soft bend in the knees, we're gonna take the hands to the thighs and slide the hips back, bring the hands to the bottoms of the thighs, right over top of those kneecaps. From here, as we breathe in, we're gonna tuck the chin to the chest, lift up between those shoulder blades like you're trying to mimic like an angry kitty cat. And then as you go to breathe out, gently lower your belly towards the ground, draw the shoulders back, looking up and forward. Welcome, Christina. So again, we're gonna breathe in, lift up through those shoulders, chin in towards the chest, and then gently breathe out, looking up and forward, a gentle arch of that lower spine. Let's go between 2 to 3 more times. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice, Shirley. Maybe just a nice smile as we do this. Breathing in once again, in through the nose, arching that back, and rounding that back, and then out through the mouth for a gentle arch. Final time, everyone. Deep breath in, a little bit deeper than you normally would, and then same thing on the exhale. Blow a little bit more out than you normally would. On your next inhale, push through the legs, come on up to standing. From here, walk your feet just a little bit wider. Keep that nice bend in the knees, and we're gonna go into our tree branch arms next. We're gonna be working some deadlifts today, picking things up off the ground. So we wanna get a nice warm up for our spine. Wonderful. If you're comfortable to do so, turn the head and neck as well. Looking over that shoulder as your torso rotates. Good. And then we'll start to tap the front and the back of the torso with those hands, trying to time it with our exhale. Wonderful. Yeah, try to keep the eyes up. Find the same spot from side to side that you focus on. If you start to get a little bit dizzy, you can keep your gaze forward. But if you can turn to the head and neck as well, that's fantastic. A couple more times here, and then we'll take it back to those tree branch arms. Good. Let them flow away from the body. And then very slow, take it down to a stop. Wonderful. Walk your feet back in just a little bit closer into our toe touch stretch next. So first, stand up as tall as you can, squeeze the shoulders back, squeeze your booty. And then with that baby bend in the knees, we're gonna allow the spine to round a bit, chin to the chest, hold strong through your belly as you slide the hands down, just going down as far as you're comfortable, keeping that little bend in the knees. If you can pause in the bottom, a couple nice deep breaths, trying to expand the back of that rib cage. Wonderful. And then on breath number 3, push through your legs and come on back to standing. Fantastic. All right. First exercise is going to be our cross body chops. I want you to walk those feet back out. If you know this movement, you can pick up a light weight. Otherwise, we're going to be doing 3 rounds of this. So for the first round, I'm just going to interlace my hands together with a little bend of the knees. You're going to imagine you're going to take your hand or your light weight over to your left hip. So bow down, bring your hands to that outer left thigh. And then as you rotate, you're going to think about throwing your hands over your right shoulder, and you can pivot through that left foot. Breathing in, bow down, come over to your left side, and then breathing out, pivot, and imagine you're trying to throw something over your opposite shoulder. So you're going to go from your left side up and over to your right shoulder. There you go. So make sure you go from the left side, and then Shirley, stand. That's it. Good. You've got it. Good. Breathing in, bow down, and then stand tall to breathe out, pivoting that left foot slightly. Excellent. Hold nice and strong in the stomach. 1 or 2 more. Breathing in, bow forward. Breathing out, think about throwing the water over the shoulder. Last time. Down, up, and rest. Great job. Reset the feet as needed. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So stomach drawn in, little bend in those knees. Either hold on to your weight or interlace those hands. Now it's going to be your right side bowing down, and then you'll pivot the right foot as you try to throw the hands over your left shoulder. Breathing in as you bow down, coming over to your right hip. Standing tall, pivot that right foot up and over. Wonderful, good. Breathing in, down, standing tall over the shoulder. Awesome, good job. 3 to 5 more times, just depending upon your tempo, over and up. Really good rotation through our body, opening through that right hip as you're coming up and over that last shoulder, and rest. All right, let's grab a short drink. That's set 1. We're gonna do it twice more, but we're gonna change up what we do in front of those cross-body chops. So our next exercise is going to be a little bit of some stretching motion. We're going to do our side stretch flow. So keep those feet about hip width apart. Stomach in, take your right hand over to your left thigh as your left hand comes up to overhead, peering up to that hand, stretching that side body. Fantastic. And then as you breathe in, we'll flow to the other side. Your left hand comes towards your right thigh as the right hand starts to come up to overhead. Wonderful. Nice and smooth. We're going to go about 5 times on each side. So here's number 2, coming back to your first side. Lengthen through that side body just a little bit more each time, pausing at the top. And then when you're ready, flow towards that opposite side. Up and over, peering up to that hand. Very good. Nice and smooth. Back to that first side. Pausing in that top position, allow that side body to lengthen. And then switching when you're ready, peering up. Good, turning that gaze slightly. Make sure you still hold strong in the stomach. I'm gonna take you through one more time. Back to our first side. Nice long body reaching up, breathing in, and then on to your second side. Very good. All right, we're gonna take about 15 seconds. Get set for our cross-body chops. You can continue to interlace those hands, or if you'd like to hold a nice light weight, you can interlace the hands around a dumbbell. It's gonna be from your left hip to the right shoulder. So if you wanna grab a weight, you can go ahead and do that. Interlace the hands, hold the belly strong. So hinging down to your left hip, and then up and across over that right shoulder. Pivot the left foot. There we go. Now that you know the motion, you're welcome to move at your own rhythm. Breathing in, bowing down, pulling the belly in nice and strong, breathing out, up and over. Good. This is our second of 3 sets. Down and up, pivoting that foot. Wonderful. 10 seconds left. Over and up. Now you ladies are feeling that rhythm. Wonderful. 1 or 2 more. Down, drive. Last one, and rest. Good job. Just take a short pause. We're going to go the same thing on the opposite side. So if you need to readjust the feet, stand up tall, reestablish that midline position. And now here we go from your right hip, bowing down towards that right side, and nice and controlled over the left shoulder. Try to make sure you stand up tall and pivot that right foot. Good. Hinging forward as you bow down and up and over the shoulder. I'm going to show you from the side. So I send my hips back, bring that hand towards the thigh, and then I stand tall, squeeze that as you throw the weight over the opposite shoulder, friends. Nice. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. When you finish that last rep, go ahead and take a break. If you were using a weight, set it down. We're going to do another little stretching session here. We're going to do our windmills next. So I want you to walk your feet wider than you've had them. So they should be well outside the leg, well outside your hips. Then we're going to root down. Think about like gripping down to the floor. Hold everything nice and strong in the midsection. Breathe in as you spread your arms nice and wide out to the side. And then as you hinge forward, you're going to take your right hand towards the left thigh. And then we'll stand tall, squeeze the glutes, squeeze those shoulders back as you stand all the way up. And then your left hand towards your right thigh. In between sides, I want you to really focus to stand all the way up, pausing in the top position, and then take it forward. Good. So squeeze the tush, pause in that top position, over and stand. Wonderful. Maybe one more on each side. Reaching down, standing tall. Last time. Over and up. Fantastic. All right. Inch those feet back in. And then we're going to go one more time through those cross-body chops to finish out this first circuit. So if you want to hold a nice light weight, we've got about 20 seconds till we get started on our last time. Light to moderate, depending upon your strength with that motion. And you're going to hold the weight. If you have a dumbbell, you'll hold it just like right between. You can either stack the hands, or if it's a smaller weight, you can interlace those fingers. All right, so we're going to go from your left hip to your right shoulder. Belly strong when you're ready. Bowing down just slightly, and then pivot that left foot as you come up and over the shoulder. Wonderful. Breathing in, over, and up. Good. Trying to get a nice opening. Yeah, great movement, Christina. Moving well, Shirley. Down and up. Good. Holding strong. This is good accessory work for our midsection. Also a nice opener for the hip from a different perspective of opening that hip. Final time, everyone. Down, up, and take a pause as we reset in between sides. So I like to just kind of pick up my feet and reset those feet. And now it's going to be from your right hip over your left shoulder, starting in 3, 2, 1. Send those hips back as you bow down, and then pivot the foot as you come over that other side. Wonderful. Breathing in, bowing down, breathing out as you toss that hand up and over. Good. Keep those elbows slightly bent, keeping it nice and close to your center of gravity. Wonderful. Down and up. Good. Down and up. Final time. Breathing in, breathing out, and everybody rest. Wonderful. If you were choosing to use a weight for that, go ahead and set it down. Take it out to the side, and we're going to open up our hip flexors next. All right, so we're going to continue to mirror each other. So I would like you to take your left foot, take a big step forward, but keep your feet hip width apart so that you have a nice secure base of foundation. And we're going to bend the knees. From here, we're going to take the hands up and over those I Dream a Genie arms. And now we're going to be doing our little hip rock. So you'll push your hips back, and then you'll push the hips forward. Really lift up out of the hips, lift the chest, and then turn your body towards your left side. Turning the head and neck, looking over that left shoulder. Trying to squeeze the glute of that trail leg. Breathing a couple of times here. Gradually unwind yourself. Rest those arms down for a moment. We're going to do that same thing on the same side. Hips back, hips forward. Breathe in as you lift up. I'm going to face you. And now we're turning the body, turning the head and neck towards that left side. Good. Feel how it kind of lengthens to the front of the torso a little bit. When you're ready, unwind and rest those arms down. Switching legs. Walk that back foot in. And then when you're ready, your left foot this time is going to take that big step back or step forward with the right, whatever you're most comfortable with. Same thing, other side. Take those arms nice and wide, cross them over those shoulders, lift up through that chest, and then we're going to send your hips back on the left side, push the hips forward, try to squeeze your glute, and then turn your body towards your right side, turning the head and neck. Wonderful. This is a great stretch to do after you've been seated in the chair for a while, riding in the car for a while. Gradually unwind. We're going to do it one more time on this same side. Back to neutral, arms down. I'll show you from the side. I'm going to push my hips back, rock those hips forward, lift the arms up, and then I'm going to gently rotate the body over towards your right side, turning the head and neck. Try to squeeze the tush of that right hip. Breathing about twice more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Unwind and shake it out. Great work. All right, next is our balance practice. So if you want to go stand near a wall or have a chair nearby, anything to help steady yourself, we're going to be starting with the left foot forward. And the exercise that we're going to do first today is called our tandem stance. You can also think about standing on a tightrope. So with the left leg forward, you're going to place that foot forward, draw the belly in, and then you're going to take your opposite, your right foot, as close as you can behind your left. Stack the shoulders over the hips, draw the ribs down and in, and then arms out to the side, eyes up and forward. We're going to hold 30 seconds from here. So it's normal. I've got a little wobble myself here today. Eyes are even open. So remember, it's all practice. Sometimes we feel more wobbly than others. Watch so we don't start to shrug the shoulders forward. So think, rotate those palms forward. One more breath. Wonderful, and rest. Good job. Come on down, walk that back foot out. In between sides, we're gonna circle through the hips. 3 to 5 times, nice and smooth. Wonderful. Very good. And then turn those hips the other way. Smile as you move. Keeping those feet nice and wide. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna start that tandem stance now with your right foot forward. So kind of grip the toes of the right foot, hold on as needed, start to inch that left foot directly behind or as close as you can get it. Breathe in, lift up, squeeze the shoulders back, and then just imagine you're really trying to pull up through your belly. Good, eyes forward. I'm gonna go another 20 seconds. Nice. Eyes up. Fantastic, 10 seconds left. Ooh, I got a nice wobble this morning. Nice balance, you can't always predict it. 3, 2, 1, and resting there. Nice job. Walk off that imaginary tightrope. And then our last exercise of this circuit is going to be our deadlifting. So if you want to pick up a light to moderate weight, depending upon your comfort with deadlift, it's our first of 3 rounds. So we're going to hold a weight right between our hips, right in front of our belly here, and then we're going to walk the feet nice and wide. We call it a sumo stance. From here, don't let your shoulders just drop forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades back, draw the stomach in, and then with a little bend to the knees, I want you to think about bending over by pushing your hips back, lowering that weight right between the legs, and then push through the legs, squeeze the tush, and standing tall. Very nice. Breathing in, controlling down, sending the hips back, breathing out, standing nice and smooth. Very good. Take about another 15 seconds here. Find a range of motion, meaning if you have a smaller weight and you have if you're maybe a pretty tall person, you might not want to take that weight all the way to the ground, but you can just imagine like you're trying to come to about the level of a laundry basket where their handles would be off the ground. One more time, bowing forward, drive through those legs, squeeze the booty, and rest. Nice work. So that's set 1. We're going to do it twice more, but we're going to do a little stretch before we move into the next round. All right, so for the next stretch, we're going to stretch our upper body a little bit. I'd like you to take a nice wide base stance, keeping the feet nice and wide. And then let's take your right hand. We're going to reach it up to overhead, chin in, bend that elbow. See if you can reach around and grab that elbow like you're trying to pull with your left hand to stretch that tricep. Good. If it's hard for you to grab onto that elbow, stay tall, just work on that. If you want to add a little bit more to the stretch, you can bend your body away from the side you're stretching. Chin in as you do so. Good. One more time, breathing in and release those arms. Great job. Same thing on that second side. Make sure we don't start to sway back here. So ribs down, reach that arm straight up in the air. Bending the elbow of your left arm this time, and then the right arm's going to reach around, trying to grab that left elbow, trying to pull it back. Very nice. And remember these stretches that are hard for you. Try to do them on the daily. And then if you want to add that side bend, bending away from your left arm, bending towards your right side. Very good. And when you're ready, go ahead and release. Nice work. All right. We're going to go back to the balance practice one more time. No, sorry, 2 more times. So when you're ready, if you want to make your way to the wall, I'm going to grab a little drink here. You need to steady yourself anywhere. And then we're going to be working the left foot forward. So we stack the left foot forward. Right foot comes back. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Working that tandem stance. If you're in a safe place that you can hold on, if you feel like you're pretty strong here on your balance and you want an extra challenge, close your eyes and see how that changes your effort. Good. Squeezing those shoulders back, holding strong through the tush. And when you're ready, go ahead and step out In between sides. Last time we did our hip circles. This time we're going to think about trying to trace a figure 8 with our hips. So just don't try to make it perfect. Just imagine you've got like a little pencil coming straight down from your belly button, and you're trying to trace like an infinity sign or the figure 8. There you go. Good. Now imagine you're trying to switch directions. It's always kind of messes me up. Trying to turn that figure 8 the other way. Wonderful. Good. All right, and then when you're ready, we're gonna balance out the other side of your tandem stance, working your right foot forward. Line it up. Just imagine you've got a little balance beam in your living room, your bedroom, wherever you might be doing these exercises. Pull up through the belly, squeeze the shoulders back, arms stretch out wide to the side, and 30 seconds from here. It's all practice. We practice so that we can be better for everyday life. It doesn't guarantee anything, but we never know what we prevent. Good job. Watch so we don't start to lean back. So tuck the ribs down as you draw the belly up, still squeezing those shoulders back. Very good. And 2, 1, and resting there. Excellent. If you are wearing those blood flow bands, go ahead and just push those little nozzles in, let the air out. We're at our 20-minute mark. And then whatever weight you want to use for your next round of deadlifting. So I'm going to go just a little bit heavier weight. If you're feeling stiff and you don't want to go heavier, that's fine. Whatever you are comfortable with is always key. We're going to get started here in about 10 seconds. I'm going to walk my feet out, that sumo stance, that nice wide base angle, squeezing those shoulders back with that baby bend in the knees. Now I'm going to hinge at the hips, bowing down and standing strong. Good. Breathing in as you lower, drawing that stomach in. Breathing out as you push through the legs. And then depending upon your comfort with this motion, you're always welcome to move a little bit faster than me, but just make sure you feel strong in your mechanics before you just start to move really fast. I always tend to teach from more of a conservative view because I want you to prevent injuries and not have your exercise program cause any injuries. So 10 more seconds, maybe 1 or 2 more times. As you bow down, you want to kind of wake up the back of those thighs. Standing tall. After this next one, go ahead and rest. Fantastic. All righty. We don't have any official squatting as part of our workouts, but that's going to be our next like mobility piece, is we're going to practice getting down into a squat. So I'm going to make use of my concrete wall that I have back here. If you feel good in your squat, you can just reach out and sit back. Go ahead and do that. If you'll be able to get deeper by holding on with your upper body, then find somewhere to hold on. So I can pretend this is like a countertop. I can hold on to the edge of the countertop. I've got my feet hip width apart, sending my hips back, keeping my eyes up, and then driving through the legs and pulling yourself up to the top. We're going to spend a full minute here. So go ahead if you're not quite there yet. You can make your way over, pulling yourself tall. Good. Come a little bit closer, see how we're all looking. I'll show you from the front as well. So knees push wide, hips sit back. Really key to sit back into those heels. What do you want to say, Moose? Good. We're over halfway. Good. Fantastic. Sitting back, 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 back. Nice, Shirley. Good, Christina. Just taking your time, whatever feels best. 1 or 2 more times. See how far you can get those hips down there. One of our most functional movements, being able to squat down and stand up. Good. When you finish that, go ahead and come on back to neutral. All done with those squats for this session. And we're going to practice that balance 1 more time. You can stick with that tightrope stance if you want. I'm going to give a little bit variation of just standing on one leg and kind of warming up our ankle at the same time. So let's stand on your left leg first. If you want to balance yourself against the wall or hold on to a chair, you're going to lift everything up, coming onto your left foot, picking your right foot up, and then we'll just look to try to turn that ankle around a few times. Good. If you need to set the foot down for a second, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, when you pick it back up or when you keep it out there, then you're going to turn it the other way. Awesome. When you finish that side, set it down and rest. Short pause. We'll just do a little side-to-side hip rock. And we're going to do the same thing on that second foot. All right. Balance as needed. Now coming onto your right foot, picking your left foot up, balancing, and then twirling that ankle around. Very good. Set it down if you need, or just turn it the other way. Turning that ankle the other way. Good. And then rest it down. Awesome. All right, we're going to come into our final lift before our cool down stretch, and that's going to be that deadlift once again. On this last round, I'm going to show you if you have 2 weights that you can hold. We're going to hold 1 weight in each hand, and now we're going to take it onto the outside of the leg. So instead of having that wide base stance, you're going to walk your feet in, toes pointing forward, squeeze the shoulders back, and then everything is the same from here with that little bend of the knee. I'm going to keep those weights close to the sides of my body, coming down to about mid-shin, and then squeeze the glutes standing tall. So when you're ready, chin in, long spine, holding strong, bowing forward, and squeeze the tush as you stand all the way up. As you bow your chest forward, once you know the movement, turn your gaze so you're looking down towards the floor, and then eyes up, head up as you stand tall. Good. Breathing in, controlling down. Breathing out, standing all the way up. Awesome. 2 to 3 more times. Down and up. Practicing that long spine. So you want to imagine your hips are like a door frame and you're hinging at the hips. Over and up. Fantastic. All right, go ahead and take a rest after that one. And then join me in the chair. I'm going to sit here on this little wall for our cool down stretch. All right, as you come to seated, you want to sit up nice and tall. We're going to do our seated forward fold first. So with the hands on your thighs, belly draws in, chin to the chest, and go ahead and slide the hands down the legs like you're trying to reach for your shoelaces. You're looking for just a nice gentle stretch into the back of your body, and then use your breath 2 to 3 times, breathing nice and deep. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more nice big breath. On your next inhale, come on back to seated. Very good. And then our second to last stretch is going to be our seated rotation. So go ahead and take your left hand over, grab onto your right thigh. If you want, you can cross this leg over the other one, and then take your right hand up to that right shoulder. You're going to use your left hand to pull into that thigh, sitting as tall as you can, and then turn your body, trying to look over that right shoulder. Once you feel that gentle twist, you can start to rotate that right elbow up and around, up and back. Breathing in through the nose, trying to lengthen on that inhale, and then try to hold that long spine as you maybe rotate just a hair more on that exhale. 2 more breaths. Very good, and resting on that side. If you were crossing the legs, make sure you uncross the leg. We're gonna do the same thing on that second side. So now we'll take your right hand over to the left thigh. Option to cross this left leg up and over. Sitting up as tall as you can. Left hand to the left shoulder. Pull into that right thigh, into that left thigh, looking over your left shoulder, and then circle that left elbow up and around, up and back. Breathing in on that, lengthen the spine. Breathing out, gently rotate. Good. One more time. And when you're ready, gradually unwind from there. Fantastic. Uncross the legs if that was a choice for you. And then our final 3 breaths together. I invite you to bring your hands together in front of your heart. As you breathe in, we're going to raise our arms up to overhead, stretching up out of our spine. And then as we breathe out, circle the arms down and around. Very good. Twice more. Nice deep breath in. And then feel free to let out a little sigh as you exhale. Gradually lower those arms down. Fantastic. Last one. Smile as you breathe in some peace and love. Send it on out to the world. Fantastic. All right, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for coming and moving your body with me today. We'll be back here on Thursday. I look forward to moving with you then. Drink your water and hopefully enjoy some vegetables.